Hi. So tonight, on Easter Eve, I want to read the book called The First Easter Bunny. This was written by Frrich Lewandowski in 1985. The First Easter Bunny. Long ago, in a far-off land, there lived a bunny rabbit who loved to watch people. He loved to watch people help each other walk, and he loved to watch as they would make things from wood, like tables and chairs. He loved to watch them bake breads and cakes, and he also loved the smell that came from the oven as the cookies baked. He loved to watch the children play. They always seemed so happy and free. One day, people came from the town and they were lining the streets. Though the rabbit stayed at a safe distance, he was excited to see a parade. The people were shouting, "Hosanna!" as a man rode through on a donkey. How excited, thought the rabbit. He must be a king or something very special. And a few days later, there seemed to be another parade in town. This time, the rabbit drew a little closer. He saw a man carrying a cross. The man had a crown of thorns on his head, and the parade sure seemed different from a few days ago. The rabbit stayed a safe distance but followed along. The parade went up a hill to just outside of town, not too far from where the rabbit lived. The rabbit saw 3 crosses being raised. He wanted to get a closer look but waited until most of the crowd left. When it seemed safe, the rabbit moved in closer. He saw that the man on the cross in the middle was the same man who was on the donkey in the parade a few days earlier. He was confused, but he remembered the older rabbits always told the younger rabbits to be aware of people, because people can change their minds quickly. The rabbit looked up at the man. How sad he looked. How sad, too, were his mother and friends who stood beneath the cross and cried. A storm broke out and the rabbit ran. Lightning always frightened him. From his home he saw some people take the man off the cross and place him in a cave. He knew what that meant. He had seen other people placed in caves, and he knew that that man was dead. A few days later, the rabbit awoke before dawn. He heard some rumbling and went to investigate. There was the cave that he had entered many times before. But this morning, however, a huge stone covered its entrance. The cave had become a tomb. The ground shook and the stone rolled back and forth until the entrance to the cave was open again. A bright, beautiful light, brighter than and more beautiful than any light the rabbit had ever seen before, filled the cave. The rabbit went to investigate, and just as he got to the entrance, a man started walking from the cave. He looked closely at the man. It was the same man that he had seen in the parade a week ago. The same man who had hung on a cross a few days earlier and had died. He was alive. He was alive. And the young rabbit was the first living creature to see him. The rabbit was so excited he wanted to tell everyone the good news, but he couldn't because rabbits can't talk. He felt so sad and frustrated. The man bent down and gently patted him on the back of his neck. "My little friend," he said, "because you were the first living creature to welcome me back to life, I want you to bring joy to all the little children who will ever live. This day will be called Easter, and every year on Easter Sunday, you will make the little children happy by bringing them sweet treats, jelly beans, colored eggs, cookies, or cakes. And forevermore, whenever Easter comes along, and big people find joy in hearing the good news that Jesus lives, little children will hear that the first living creature to ever see the rising Jesus was the Easter Bunny. Happy Easter, guys!